Hi, this is EJ with EJ Star Tarot with a little reading for the sign of Leo, September 8 to September 30, 2017. I decided to do a little career and finance reading. And I normally just use 3 cards, but an extra card fell out for you, Leo. So I'm going to go ahead and, put that in the reading. And right off, you got the 9 of Swords, you got the 9 of Wands, you get the Tower, and then you have the 8 of Cups, okay? Usually the 9 of Swords is you staying up, worrying, not being able to sleep, got a lot on your mind. But we're, like I said, this is going to be a mini career and finance. So we're going to start out with the 9 of Swords, and that is you worrying about job. Not going to, you're worrying about either not having a job or your current job. Maybe it's too much for you. For some of you, I feel like you don't have work and you're looking for work and you're worried, and sometimes you stay up and you're thinking about it. Your mental mind is just going. But this card is here to tell you to focus on what you can control and try not to leave your anxiety by the wayside. If you're looking for work, think positive and don't hesitate to ask for help in your search. Because you never know, that next person you talk to may just be that one that that knows of an opening, or knows of a person who's hiring, or knows of a company, or maybe they are hiring. Maybe that is the hiring manager. You just never know who you're going to bump into, and don't hesitate to ask. Don't hesitate to strike a conversation and ask. I'm sorry, Leo. I bought some hot chocolate. I know this is off subject, and it's really good. So anyway, Leo, don't stay up worrying about it. Kind of stay focused on the things that you can control, like looking for work and trying to network and find that one person, that one place that may be hiring. With the 9 of Swords, as far as finances, right now you may be robbing Peter to pay Paul, but if that's the case, slow down and look critically as what is happening. Are you trying too hard to make it on your own? Are you trying too hard to make it on the means that you have? Find out what resources are available, as far as like maybe temp agencies. You can go and look for work. Make use of them. Don't even try to like do those schemes, like get rich quick, because those things, they don't work. They're just people trying to scam money from you. From what I see it, you pay $9.99 for the information, and then that doesn't even work. Then you got to pay another $9.99. Just don't worry. That's just absurd. So I know sometimes we get into that state of mind of, oh my gosh, how are we going to make this money? How are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to put gas in the car? How are we going to eat? Whatever that may be. And let me, what if I try this? You never know. But don't try those get rich quick schemes. Yeah, miracles do happen, but don't be foolish. As far as I can see, is things will turn up for you. It's just a matter of time. And Leo, really quick on the side note, I was shuffling the cards, and I feel like for some of you do need to get a personal reading, because the cards were just like coming out. Like there's messages there. There was a lot of messages there. And again, because my messages are general, this read can be for, thousands and thousands of Leos out there. It may resonate with 1 out of 1,000. I don't know. But for some of you, I feel like you need to get a personal reading. If it's not with me, with someone else, that you trust. But definitely get a personal reading for some guidance. That I do see that you are worried. You are up at night. For some of you that have jobs, you're not making enough to make ends meet, and you don't know what to do. Well, I would probably filter my resume out and try to find a higher paying position, and just keep trying. Just keep trying until that one opportunity opens, because that's all you can do is try, right? If you don't try, that hurts you. But if you try, it can't hurt you. You know, it just makes you stronger for trying. So Leo, that's what I feel like you need to do with the Nine of Swords there. And then we got the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, for some of you, I feel like there may be tension at work for some of you. You know, and try not to contribute to that tension. Think before you speak. Stay calm, of course. Be positive. Do your job. You know, be clear about what you can and cannot do and what you can and cannot control at work. Do your best. For some of you, I feel like you might, like you're thinking you might get laid off, and that's keeping you up at night, because you see how this card is looking at that card. And unfortunately, the Nine of Wands is a card of a job elimination. For some of you, you may be laid off. And so if I were you, I would start filtering out my resume before that point happens, so that you get a head start on, you know, getting your resume out with the Nine of Wands. And I feel like for some of you, you're like, you know, you're so stressed out you can't see clearly. I mean, you could see the Nine of Wands is looking at the Nine of Swords, and he's like, okay, yeah, you're going to get laid off, so don't stay up all night, but do something about it, is what he's saying. You know, we're in a position that we can't be sitting here stressed, but we should do something about it. Let's be proactive, is what the Nine of Wands is telling the Nine of Swords, because the Nine of Swords is just so stressed out he can't even see. He's got his eyes covered. But if he moved his hands, he could see there's possibilities and there's opportunities out there. You just got to go for it, Leo. That's what I'm seeing. And as far as finances go, with the Nine of Wands, you know, if you're worrying, it's not going to help anything. I'll just be honest with you. So try to stay calm, you know, through your situation. Do what you can do with what you have. And I mean, unfortunately, if you can't, you can't, you know, and you just can't. There's no way. I mean, if you got $1 and you have to pay $5, there's no way you can pay it, so you just can't do it, right? So why stress about it? Unless you're out there looking for a job or trying to find a way to make that extra money like a side job, then why worry about it? Because worrying isn't going to bring that extra $4 for you to pay it. So just try to be positive and focus. But I do see for some Leos, your job will eventually be eliminated if it hasn't been already. But I do see that. Now with the Tower card, everyone knows the Tower is all about changes. You know, it's all about sudden things happening. But if you know ahead of time things are going to happen, you know, you see the Nine of Wands there, looking at the Nine of Swords, telling him, yeah, we're possibly not going to have a job soon, so stop worrying, but do something about it. So here comes the Tower, and the Tower is going to shake up the foundation. It's going to shake your world up, okay? This can lead towards arguments. So try to keep your temper under control. And maybe it's when during the layoffs, maybe the morale is so bad that you're like, everybody's got a bad attitude and don't even want to go to work. I mean, why would you? You don't know what day you're going to walk in and you're going to get your pink slip and then tell you goodbye, right? Throw you out the windows, like these people. You see how they throw it out the window? I mean, you don't know when that's going to happen to you. So yeah, you got bad attitude going to work, but at least you're showing up, right? I mean, you have to. So yeah, I do see that. Try not to take what people say to you to heart, because right now you're in a vulnerable state, in a very sensitive state with all of this going on in your life, Leo. So don't take to heart what people say, because they're also in that same situation, or maybe it's an outsider coming to you, you know, that's not in your work environment, maybe in your family environment. But try to just be calm and be positive. And I know that's hard, but you can do it. You know, just because the Tower is here, it's not an indicator for you to panic about everything, because you probably already know what's going on at work. But it's also a card to help you, you know, to get through the situation so that you can better prepare and plan. Um, you know, you just need to think things through a little more clearly. And for some of you, if you're hating your work environment, I feel like for some of you, you're not happy at your work environment and you want to jump out the window like these people because it's just that uncomfortable. Make that change. Send your resume out, because there is something better out there. And remember, whenever there's a change like this, there's always something better around the corner. But you have to stay positive. You have to believe. Keep focused. See, look at your surroundings. You never know. But if you don't, and you stay in a negative state of mind, all you're going to see is darkness, and you're not going to see that one little light shining that's trying to get your attention because they got something better for you. Definitely be positive. As far as finances, I wouldn't gamble if I were you. Wouldn't make any risky investments. Don't count on the lottery to work out for you. You know, just avoid anything. Deal with all of your situations in a more straightforward manner. You know, be more realistic about it. Don't think that, oh, I'm going to play the lottery and maybe I'm going to win. Well, guess what? You just lost that $10 or that $5, whatever it is you're going to spend that you could have used towards something else, you know. So I wouldn't, definitely not take the risk on that. And then now with the Eight of Cups, hopefully we get better results with the Eight of Cups, right? But usually this is you leaving a situation, a job that is no longer working for your relationship, something that just doesn't interest you. You're just walking away from it. That's usually what the card means. But let's see how it reads. I'm feeling like for some of you, you want to walk away from your job. Like it's just not making you happy. It's not what you want to do. It's just a job that you go and you do because you have to. You're feeling bored and unappreciated with this job. But think and have a plan before you do anything, and before you even think about moving on to the next step. Know for sure that if you don't make that move, for some of you Leos, if you don't make that move to leave that job, it's not going to get any better. So if you are looking to leave a situation, a job that is just not working for you anymore, then you should start filtering out your resumes and definitely go to interviews, because you are the only one that can change the situation to make it better. Okay, because by you staying in that job, it's not going to get any better. Yeah, definitely get moving, get to stepping away from that. Look for that new position. Look for start applying, because sometimes I feel like you are sitting there and you're saying, well, maybe things will get better at this job. Well, maybe if they got rid of this manager, things can be different. Or maybe if I went to this department, but it's not going to get better. You need to leave that company altogether. For some of you Leos out there, you need to apply for a different role before you leave it. Have something secured before you give your 2-week notice, or your 1-day notice, or your 1-hour notice, whatever notice you're going to give. Definitely have something lined up before you do that. And then as far as finances, I feel like for some of you, you're just staying in this job because it gives you, it pays you well, and it's secure. Like, you know, you won't go nowhere because you do such a good job there that you can have that job forever, but you'll be unhappy forever. But definitely, like I said, apply. Look before you leap. Definitely plan. And if for some of you Leos, you're planning on working for yourself, like you definitely can get that done. Like I could see you totally doing that, but you also need to have a plan before you do that, is what I'm getting. Be sure that your plans are well laid out before you make a leap. Before you do any kind of change, before you jump out this window, make sure you have a plan. Before you leave these 8 of Cups that are right behind you and walk away from it towards that mountain, have a plan in place that's going to give you 10 cups instead of 8. All right, Leo, I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you would like a personal reading, my information is listed below. Thanks.